Alright, what's in the news today? Stocks are up slightly. Hockey fights, celebrities dancing. Oh, Ty Domi's dancing. That's really interesting. That ought to keep
Hey, Paul.
Hey, what?
What do you do, Paul?
You know what I'm doing?
What do you do?
I'm surfing the internet. Do you mind? Can't you leave me alone, mess man? Just want to veg out. I had a hard day at work.
Isn't there something else you could be doing?
Like what? I just want to relax. Leave me alone.
Why don't you check out this website?
Check what? DavidSuzuki. Will it make you happy if I do? What, do you want me to save the planet today? Fine. Call the PM, David Suzuki calls you. Interesting. Well, what happened? Oh, YouTube.
Maybe you should call.
I should call. Maybe you should call. David Suzuki calls Stephen Harper. You call.
Alright. Dial it up.
Dial it up. Well, the number's right there. Let's find it.
Put me on speaker.
Put you on speaker? You got it. You want to talk to the Prime Minister?
Good day, Prime Minister Harper. I'm calling on behalf of a friend of mine. Since it would be too hard to explain who I am, and you would likely think I was just a few crayons short of a box, I'll spare you the details. You can look for the footage of this call on YouTube, then things will become much clearer. Speaking of clarity, I'll keep this first statement simple and to the point. When you go to Copenhagen in December for the Global Climate Change Conference, you can make an impression and set the bar high for other countries to keep pace with us on what our goals should be. Listen to the scientific community. They have many good ideas and theories for how we can survive and adapt. Sure, not all scientists are going to agree on every issue. However, most are screaming that we need change, but struggle to do it with complete integrity in our profit-driven system. We as Canadian citizens have a hard time figuring out which scientists and politicians to trust. Bottom line, the people want change. If you're worried about politics, look at the last American presidential election. It was all about change, trying new things. The previous leaders had made such a mess out of things that the public couldn't wait to see them go. You could debate whether or not that change is actually happening, but if you do care about staying in power, I suggest that you learn from that example. I would also suggest that if you keep maintaining the status quo, we'll be on a path to a planet where basic needs for survival are greatly diminished. Economics and politics don't even factor into an equation in a world that is uninhabitable. Short-term economic gain won't make up for what we are depleting from the earth. It might keep you in office for a little longer if you make nice with all the people who bring money into Canada, or things like the tar sands in Alberta, but what is the true cost? In terms of the homework I've done, we have to burn 1 barrel of oil for every 2 barrels of oil we can get from the tar sands. This seems a lot like 1 step forward and 2 steps back. If you also take into account above and beyond the horrible inefficiency of the energy involved, and factor in long-term pollution effects, the effect on the wildlife and ecosystems, and the human lives that will be greatly impacted by this project. Yes, it could put a band-aid on our economy for the next few years, and it could help North America stay addicted to oil for a few more decades, but that's not really a long-term solution, is it? In summary, the collapse of the economic system of unlimited growth is a certainty. We can't keep growing infinitely on a finite planet. You can debate with me whether or not it will be in your lifetime, but we're getting to the point where it's beginning to look like it's the next generation. Our kids and grandkids will be forced to try and survive and adapt to living in a world less habitable than it currently is. If I said it was entirely possible that you and I could see some serious ramifications in our lifetimes, would that make you act any quicker? We can survive this collapse, if we still have people and the resources we need to survive and use them sustainably. We can do a little damage control if we figure out some solutions now. Reduce our oil consumption, reduce our emissions, work towards helping nature get our CO2 levels back down to a safer level. Many scientists are currently saying 350 parts per million is a reasonable goal that we should be able to achieve. If you question the science of this matter and want to debate numbers, first acknowledge that we need to get off our addiction to oil and stop emitting dangerous gases into the air we breathe, which in turn also makes it into the water we drink. Arguing with science about specifics is just a bunch of consumption addicts refusing to admit their addictions and time better spent putting our culture into a global rehab clinic. We need to get off the junk. Thank you for your time, Mr. Prime Minister.
So, how long did you rehearse that for? Just fucking. Anyways, you made some valid points. I'm gonna pack in the net for the rest of the night. I'm gonna go to sleep because I gotta get up in the morning and I gotta work again. Take care, buddy. Have a good night.